Hello there, everyone. Here is something I found at the thrift store today. This is one of those iSoHo trimline phones, and I've seen these on Amazon a good bit. And I've always wondered, whoa, jeez. I've always wondered what these would be like, so I thought I'd pick this one up, especially since my grandmother could use a corded phone. And as you can see, it was only $5. So here's a look at the box. It's a pretty detailed box, honestly, so I don't think it would come with instructions. And it says that it is the white color. And interestingly enough, it actually has a window on here. And it appears that I can see a phone in there, which does look to be white. So let's get this thing open. You know, this appears to have never been used. So that's pretty unusual for a thrift store find, for sure. Oh, this looks like... Oh, okay, so that's... I just found on a piece of tape inside the box the rest of this part. Okay, so... here's the base. It's fairly compact, which would be good for my grandmother's use case. And these are not sticky in the slightest. So... whatever good they'll do, I don't know. Not sure what that is. Maybe just a piece of cardboard or something. Interestingly, it actually has this... it has a clicky hook switch. It is the model number GE5303. And it was made in China. Here are the cords. So we've got a pretty standard 4-foot receiver cord. Actually, this might be more like a 6-foot cord. Oh yeah, I think this would be a 6-foot cord. And I don't know if you can hear that on the camera, but I hear a cool train horn right now. And here is the receiver. You've got ringer volume, low and high. The buttons, which feel pretty good, and they're nice and large. Also, this is still zoomed in, so sorry about that. We've got flash and redial. And there is a light for the ringer. The receiver itself is quite lightweight. And it appears to have some plastic flashing on there, but it came right off. So I think this is a pretty good little phone. Very lightweight, so pretty cheap, but also since these were always marketed on Amazon as senior phones, and that is how it's going to be used, how this particular one is going to be used, since I got it for my grandmother, I think that would be good. Now, unfortunately, it has a stupid design here where you have to line up the plug just right and get it in there. Which was pretty tricky, even for me, so I don't know how well someone who doesn't have much experience with phones like this, because, you know, I work with these every day. My grandmother is actually blind, so she wouldn't be able to set this up by herself. But, anyway, that could be a pretty big design flaw right there. Now, it does come with 2 other cords, but I will test those later. I'm sure they work just fine. And just to check the length on this one. Appears to be an 8-foot cord, so that's pretty good. Actually, I don't know if the box said how long the cord is. Oh boy, looks like you might have a bit of English on here. I don't know which one of these is supposed to be a pigtail. I guess it's this one, because it said to use as line cord for wall hanging. So that's pretty weird. I've never heard these called a pigtail before. Anyway. Okay, so it has a green backlight. And the sound is pretty good. So this would be for the receiver volume. That's quite loud. Oh, that's weird. It's actually louder. The touch tones are louder on the lower setting. That's kind of interesting.
The number you have reached, 605767.
Okay, it sounds good.
Please check the number and try your call again. Thank you. Number you have reached, 605767.
The voice cuts out briefly whenever you change the volume, which is something I've only ever noticed on a cordless phone before. So here's flash. And it works. And let's see if there's a ringer volume control on here. There is. It's upside down. We've got off, low, and high. Now I'm going to do ring back here so we can test the ringer. And you will be, whoops. You will be hearing my other phones ringing, but I'll hold this one up to the camera so that you can hear it individually. Alright, that's pretty quiet. Oh yeah, that's off. Usually turning it to the right is putting it on high. Yeah, that's pretty loud. Okay, so that sounds pretty good. Now I'll check redial. And it works. And it comes with a very small number card, which surprisingly enough takes away space from 2 potential phone numbers to write its own phone number. But I guess there are plenty of people who don't know their own number. Has a plastic cover over it, which is standard. So all in all, I think this phone is a very basic phone, but probably it doesn't do much more than you need it to. And it seems to be actually pretty good at what it does. But I've definitely seen better. Even with like a similar feature set, I've seen like better working phones. And unfortunately, even though I only paid $5 for this, I used to see them on Amazon all the time, and I don't remember exactly how much they cost, but it was over $40. This thing is not worth Probably more than $10 at most. So that's terrible. But thankfully, I only paid $5 for this one. And it honestly does seem to be a good phone for $5. Alright. So now let's check the outgoing sound quality. I'm going to record a message on my voicemail. Alright, let's take a listen.
1 new voice message and 31 saved voice messages. First, new voice message received today at 6:21 p.m.
This is a testing message on the iSoHo trimline corded phone.
End of message.
This is a testing message on the iSoHo trimline corded phone.
End of message.
Okay, so of course it's a little bit quiet, but it sounds pretty good. It's very... Whoops. Okay, it's very clear, so that's... I think it's pretty good. And I just realized I accidentally forgot to include the wall mount thing. I don't know if you can actually get this out. It seems to be pretty stuck in there. I don't know if there's something you have to do for this. I think in the store I saw something on the box for this. Oh, okay. So you just rotate it like that. That's very interesting. Okay. So that works. I've never seen one with a spring-loaded wall hook before. That's very strange. That concludes the initial checkout of the iSoHo Trimline GE5303. So thank you for watching.